PSIR through questions which have been asked by UPSC earlier. And today is the turn for approach, as as I have said many times earlier also, that there can be n number of approaches, and multidimensional approach always is helpful, because one of kind of approach will help in solving some kind of problem and doing away with some problems and weaknesses. Another kind of approach, another times helps in addressing other kind of weaknesses. So in this particular series, we are approaching PSIR through questions which has been asked by UPSC. So how did emergence of European Union is how did the emergence of European Union is a case. Emergence of European Union is a case of successful regional organization. Is a case of successful regional organization. Successful regional organization. Can it be a successful regional organization? Can it be replicable? Means can it be replicated? That what you have to see, that can it be replicated. So first of all, we need to know that European Union. So what is the background, and then how it is one of the, in fact it will not be exaggeration to say that it is the most successful regional organization. So a bit background, although you have to write only regarding European Union, but I would like to give a bit background, that League of Nations viewed regional formations with suspicion, as they viewed alliances, counter alliances and secret alliances responsible for world war and cascading chain world wars. But grouping of nation is inevitable. So Article 52 to 54 of UN Charter says pacific settlement of regional disputes with the help of regional organization. That means United Nations for international governance and now global governance accepted and acknowledged the positive role of regional organization. And here the question is not regarding all regional organization. This is just the background. You need not to write this background. I will just told you to understand this topic. And war-torn economies of Europe urgently needed cooperation. And in that context, Benelux, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, pooled their resources for reconstruction of war-torn infrastructure that succeeded. And that further inspired them to go for regional organization, common market. And the Marshall Plan, which was funded by US and Canada for European reconstruction, that for better utilization, European Council was formed in 1949. Before that, 1948, OEEC, that is Organization of European Economic Cooperation, was formed. And moreover, in 1951, European Steel and Coal Community was formed. Euratom was formed. In 1957, by Rome Act, European Economic Community was formed. Common market means for selected items there will be no custom duty. This is the background, that how the European Economic Community, because question is regarding European Union. So you have to confine, and when you write that, then you have to start from 1992 onwards by giving in one line or maximum two line the background, not more than that. Because so be it Euratom, be it European Coal and Steel Community, be it European Economic Community, be it European Council, be it OEEC, that was meant for better utilization of the funds under Marshall Plan. And this succeeded so much so that the OEEC was renamed as OECD, that Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, which included USA, Australia and Japan. By this, the focus shifted from development of reconstruction of war-torn infrastructure to development. And this is itself is explaining the success of this regional organization. So they accepted the principles of market economy, mutual market access, reversing mercantilism, favoring functionalism, economic interdependence, material interdependence. So all this was important. So this is the background. Now you have to come to the point that how European Union is a case of successful regional. So in two lines you can give the background that how after Second World War the war-torn economies urgently needed cooperation, regional cooperation to overcome and to reconstruct their infrastructure. For that OEC, European Council, and EEC were formed in this. And seeing the success of this, and moreover with the end of Soviet brand of socialism and end of Cold War, further there was boost to regional formation. Now open regionalism after, because Cold War was one of the factor which was hampering regional cooperation, as the two superpowers were playing with the traditional rivalry of the countries in a region. So Cold War was one of the hampering factor for the regional organization. But once Cold War was over, European Economic Community was renamed as European Union. European Union. So this is more cohesive. And here not only common market, but visa-free movement of men. In Maastricht Agreement 1992, it was also decided to have common monetary union, and from 1st January 2000, euro became the legal tender in all Eurozone countries. After this, there was expansion of European Union also. More and more Eastern European countries were included in it, which were erstwhile, which were earlier communist. So European Union expanded, and at present it is having 28 countries. Eurozone, 17 countries, the original founder members, or those Western European countries where euro is the legal tender. So European Union is a fit case, means a case of success, because it not only helped in reconstruction of war-torn infrastructure, but it also helped in development. It also helped in functionalism. It also helped in paving the way for and becoming the torch bearer for other groups. Like Organization of African Union was reincarnated by seeing the success of European Union and made African Union. And this process was continued. European Union is based on principle of subsidiary principle, that higher level of government to play subsidiary role, and main role has to be played by local government, and principle of proportionality. Moreover, European Union further succeeded in wake of globalization, in wake of market economy, in wake of end of Soviet brand of socialism. And first, there was, you can, by understanding the development, that initially European Union followed PTA, that is partial trade agreement, then FTA, that is free trade area agreement, then SIPA, that is comprehensive economic cooperation and agreement, then monetary union, and now through 2007 Lisbon agreement. There is European Union got a political entity, one president of European Union, qualified veto introduced in European Union, more powers to Parliament of European Union, legislative wing of the European Union, Council of European Union, then administrative wing, European Commission, then European Court of Justice. So for regional governance, these are the bodies formed, and this led to success of European Union. And the success of European Union motivated others like ASEAN, although their model of development is a bit different. Our European Union's model development is based on supranationalism, by diluting national territory, national citizenship. But ASEAN is based on national sovereignty, territory, regional and ethnic differences, religious differences are there. So they're based on sovereignty, but supranationalism, subsidiary principle, proportionality principle, material interdependence, neo-functionalism, So these and raising living standard, they are clearly demonstrating that how European Union met with grand success. That does not mean that it's one way story only. After subprime crisis 2007-8, European economies were also ill affected. Moreover, Eurozone crisis, sovereign debt crisis in 2011 onwards affected many least developing countries of European Union, namely PIGS, that is Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, and Spain. While more developed countries, England, France, Germany, they were not affected. So there are problems in European Union, but at the same time, it is a role model for other regions to follow because they are in tune with the UN Charter, Article 52 to 54. They have demonstrated how war-torn infrastructure was created, how the funds under Marshall Plan was utilized, how OECD was formed, how it was elevated to European Union in 1992, how Euro was the legal became the legal currency in all Eurozone countries in 2000 onwards, how Lisbon Agreement gave it political entity. So ASEAN also got inspired with some differences, and having headquarters at Brussels, saluting the way in which Belgium accommodated the diversity, Dutch, French speaking, Dutch speaking, German speaking, all were accommodated. So Brussels is the headquarter of European Union. So this process are these process which European Union followed, they are to be followed by other countries. There are limitations like Brexit is also one of the neo-protectionism in wake of the slowdown and COVID. That is also, these are the problems. But at the same time, by and large, it is the most successful regional organization. Even SARC has to learn many things from European Union for success of regional organization, for raising the living standard of the people of the region, which consists of many countries. Historically, many European countries also fought with each other. But ultimately, regionalism should not be seen as antagonistic to globalization. Because unless the economies of region are not integrated, how that region would be integrated with the rest of the world? As the logic of globalization is based on intensification of trans-border connectivity by freer flow of goods, services, capital, technology, labor, and ideas, and it is based on functionalism, material interdependence, relative advantage of production, comparative advantage of production, reversing misallocation of resources. These are based on sound principles, and globalization is complemented by such regionalism like European Union. This is the reason why this is called the successful model which has to be followed by all, because now there is a common, after Lisbon Agreement, there is common defense command, there is common parliament, there is common court of justice. So multiplicity and duplication of defense needs are to be done away with. Multiplicity of the different futile expenditure are done away with. Ultimately, living standard of the people matters. Ultimately, subsidiary and proportionality principle are there. So that assures that higher level of government will be acting as complement to the lower tier of the government. This is how you have to approach this question, and you have to write this answer. So that's it for today. Thank you.